My name is Jamila Trindle, and I was a fellow with the Faith in the Media program. For my project, I traveled to Indonesia and did a story about religious persecution of one particular minority within the Islamic religion. And nobody had really looked at it in depth. So the grant from ICFJ allowed me to sort of go there and work with somebody on the ground who really knew the issue very well, and it allowed us to sort of travel together and really investigate the issue in a more of an in-depth way than it had been done in the English press before. I think the best part about working with an Indonesian journalist was it allowed me to hit the ground running when I got there. We had corresponded for months beforehand. We'd met at the conference last December, so we already sort of knew each other. And when we got there, he'd already told me all the things that I should read to prepare. And he is sort of well steeped in the politics of Indonesia and of the whole backstory of this issue. So when we got there, he could pinpoint exactly where we should go. Without that, I mean, I could have gone, but there would have been a lot of stumbling around, a lot less. It would have been a lot less focused. So as a journalist who travels internationally, you know, you're used to having to sort of drop down and learn things on the ground, but this really sort of was a different experience. It really allowed us to get a lot done in 1 week. As opposed to being helicopter journalism where I sort of landed there and went off on my own to try and find this story, it was really something that was planned over many months and something that I researched with the help of my Indonesian partner, and we were really able to get into a complex issue in a much more in-depth way and to show some of the context of it. Opportunities like these are fewer and far between in international reporting. There's just not as much of a budget for it in a lot of news organizations, and a lot of news organizations are cutting their foreign bureaus. So a lot of the international news that we get in the US now is when there's a disaster, or with Indonesia, the tsunami. So to be able to take the time to really look at an issue as important as religious freedom, and to really take the time to spend time researching and then spend time in the country is a huge luxury these days. I mean, you don't often get that opportunity as a journalist.